And welcome to the 24th of November Council meeting. Councillor Harding, would you like to start off softly, please?
Tūmana ke ki atu ki a koutou katoa, mai nei te nei ata, no reira ki ora tātou, e inoi tātou. E te atua kaharawa, te akina mai mātou I roto ngā mahi e mua I a mātou. Tōku tūru ea, whakatikai koe ki a mātou ki a mahi pai ai ngā mea katoa. E tika ana ki tō titi roki, a kreiti roki tō mātou ariki Amen. Heavenly Father, watch over us in all the work that lies before us, correct and guide us, so that all we do is good and right in your sight. Amen.
Thank you, Councillor Harding. Now I just need to remind everyone this is being live streamed to our public out there. Welcome to our members of the public and to our digital team. Well done. It's good to see you guys here. And to our staff who are around the outsides, it's all good to see you here as well. Well done, and it's a great day today. Now, unfortunately, Carolyn, I've left those 2 bits of paper in my desk, so I'm going to have to rely on you for the wording again. Apologies. I know we have one apology from Councillor Peters. Do we have any other apologies? No? No other apologies. I will move Councillor Peters, Councillor Harding will second. All those in favour? Aye. Any opposed? Carried. As normal, if there's any declarations of interest, please highlight them as we go along to each one of the agenda items. First item up is public forum, and I believe it's Brian May.
Thank you.
And again, welcome Brian. You've got 5 minutes. You go for it.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Mayor, councillors, members of the public, ladies and gentlemen, on the 9th of November, Mr. Mayor and the CEO Simon Weston were presented with a letter telling them they had 20 working days to deposit $6.1 million into Jimmy Daisley's bank account. Court order. This is for the new members of the council that haven't been informed or know what's going on. So we're going to put it in the picture, okay? There was a decision, CIV 201-488-109 by Judge Tudor, and appeal was lodged by WDC elected governors, spineless councillors who collect salaries from ratepayers and hang them out to dry and appeal courtrooms. Basically, one councillor only opposed the decision. A confidential meeting, of course, surprise, surprise. No response to the letter, 9th of November, or money is forthcoming as per the letter request. The judge's decision, 196 pages, describes offences as having a total disregard to common law and duty of care, malfeasance in public office, breaches of duty by staff, obstructed and uncompromising tortfeasors. What a good recommendation. Wow. And you want to appeal a judgment like that, having had a 6-year battle with council bully persons, staff and court myself. The toxic culture is still so very rampant today at WDC. Nothing changes and nothing changes. So the question has to be asked, if the insurance company is going to pay out on the malfeasance in public office, etc. As mentioned before, insurance companies are known to decline claims at any reason at all. So do the ratepayers foot the extra bill for the extra $6.2 million they need to find for the plaintiff? Grim reading and the bottom of the barrel tactics in any council's governance, to say the least. Quote, ex-Deputy Mayor Sharon Morgan's statement, "We would be one of the most open and transparent councils in New Zealand." Think she was reading Comrade Ardern's mail, so it seems the familiar bullshit spin feel like a TUI ad is coming on. No one has to ask the question. One has to ask the question.
Well, somebody in the comms must have, I think. Really good, isn't it?
One has to ask the question, do you wish the 2 days the plaintiffs to slash their wrists at a full council meeting and slowly bleed to death in full public view? Council and staff just don't get it, the picture at all, and should have training on Local Government Act 2002. Section 14, paragraph 1A to H. The lights are on, but nobody's home. So I'm suggesting an urgent meeting be called for all spineless gutless councillors to consider dropping the appeal CIV number 2015-488-109 and paying out the court awarded $6.2 million. It is costing $500 per day while waiting for an appeal in October 2023. I think he's waited long enough after 18 years of being crucified by you bunch. One has to ask the question, has the council lawyer Paul Robertson acting for WDC running up unnecessary costs to Whangarei ratepayers and breaching the Local Government Act, Section 14, Paragraph 1A, Clause 1 and 2 in paragraph brackets. WCC has 14 days to deposit in the plaintiff bank account. The court awarded $6.2 million forthwith from today. Failing to do so, real estate agents will be given instructions to sell all council listed property under the listing NA 51C/283, North Auckland Registry, being an area 2.3872 hectares, legal description Lot 1, deposited plan 95384. The High Court Sheriff has issued a request for order, sale order, affidavit in support of sale order. It will be available from the listing agent if you need a copy.
That's okay, Brian. Your time's up. I gave you a little bit extra because of the interruption we just had.
I'm going to finish off, thank you.
You're going to finish off, are you? Thanks, Brian.
So I say to all you smart-ass councillors, if you do not wish to reconsider discontinuing the appeal decision, maybe you can work from home or untenanted flats on the top of Whangarei Hill. That was another total balls up. There's going to be a hotel there, yeah, sure, and it's empty now. You kicked all the tenants out, so maybe the feeling can come around if Jimmy sells you out. Smart-ass ruining people's lives and businesses, you're dumbasses. Mr. Mayor, we will be recommending a commissioner appointed, and if this is not resolved to the plaintiff's satisfaction within 14 days, you might be one of the shortest serving mayors in New Zealand's history, in charge of a dysfunctional council. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Brian.
Sort it out.
Right, thank you for that. We'll move on to item 5.1, which is the minutes of the previous meeting. Do I have a mover for that? Councillor Connaught. A seconder? Councillor Olsen? Councillor Connaught, do you want to make any comments on it? Sure. Okay. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favour? Aye. Okay. Now the next item is 6.1 on page 14 or page 17 in the digital version. Decision made under temporary delegation during the election period. That council notes, and I'll move that the council notes the decision made by the chief executive under the delegation during the election period. Do I have a seconder for that? Councillor Holmes. This is just a standard practice, and I think, as you can read through the thing, this is just an extension of the contract for the Civic Centre. Mr. Weston, would you like to make any comments on this, or?
This extension was to be able to make payment to the contractor who's building the Civic Centre. You'll note that on page 70, item 7.5, there is a contract extension for the remaining portion of that contract to fulfil the project.
Any discussion? No. As again, this is just, my reply is just basically saying that this is just standard practice at this present moment, and everything should be back to normal from now on in. So we've got a move, we've got a seconder. All in favour? Aye. Any opposed? Carried. Item 7.1, which is on page 20, and it's on digital version page 23. Now, Councillor Benny, I'll move this because it's actually been made by myself, so I'll move, and it is basically the established Whangarei Strategic Partnership Committee, and it says 1, notes the establishment of Whangarei Strategic Partnership Standing Committee by the Mayor under Section 41A of the Local Government Act 2002 with the following membership. The chairperson is Councillor Deborah Harding, Deputy Chair with Councillor Phil Hoss. Committee members, His Worship the Mayor Vince Coccarello. Councillors, now this is where the change has been put in there. Councillor Carol Peters, Councillor Nick Connick, Councillor Patrick Holmes, Councillor Simon Reid, and Councillor Phoenix Rooker. And then the next part, which is 8 mandated hapu members. 2 notes the 8 hapu members will be reported to the future council meeting for appointment. 3 adopts the terms and references for the Tikareria Strategic Partnership Standing Committee as located at attachment 1. And 4 notes that the bi-monthly hui to be held on the marae will be chaired by the mandated hapu member in accordance with Tikana.
I'll reluctantly second it.
Thank you, Councillor Benning. Councillors, as I said, this is just standard practice, setting up the committee. I wanted to make sure we had all our ducks in the row before we actually set it up. I am well aware, and Councillor Harding has made it very, very clear to me that the hapu are still working through their selection process at the moment. And she assures me that there may be, now I'm looking at Councillor Harding, she assures me that they may have an indication by January, probably February, yeah, okay, for the hapu members. Again, as I stated before, this is about just continuing on with that partnership and making sure that our Māori ward councillors are actually supported. And as you can see, they are on the committee there with them. Do we have any discussion? Councillor Benning?
Yeah, really pleased to see this on the agenda for today. It's the confirmation of our strategic partnership with Māori in Whangarei. Reluctantly, I had to be replaced from the committee members. Your Worship, the Mayor has put me on a myriad of outside organisation meetings, so I just, to do it justice, I had to withdraw. So yeah, I second this. I'm really looking forward to the next term of continuation of our strategic partnership with Māori.
Councillor Harding, I saw your hand up.
Kia ora. Ai, tūanau anō. I guess it's a very proud moment for me today. A lot of work that I've done with the hapu of Whangarei Prawa has come to this point around continuing the strategic partnership with the Whangarei District Council and our hapu Whangarei Prawa. I'm grateful for all of those that before me in this work, in this partnership, all of those that are with me right now, and all of those that are ahead of me in time to come. So thankful for those that helped work on the terms of reference, including Delarraine Armstrong, representative from Te Huinga, and the Worship of the Mayor, allowing us to bring this through in a real positive and progressive manner. So with that, we really look forward to being able to host Te Kārere here and also back at our marae within the Whangarei District. Kia ora.
That's right. Councillor Cooper.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'd like to echo the words of support for Tikareria. It has been a most interesting start to this new term of council, and in that time one gets to know the other councillors that have joined. I would like to acknowledge our 2 new Māori ward councillors, Phoenix and Deb, who have, in my opinion, humble opinion, shown their calibre, and we can all be proud to be working with them. I also feel that during this induction period we have been made keenly aware of the requirements by central government, which is both in legislation and in policy, how important it is for us to have strong relationships with the Māori community, and indeed to keep on working on those relationships and strengthen them, because if we do, our whole district will benefit. And I think it's vitally important that we carry on this work, and I support the members, and I am now not on Te Kararia, I was last time, but those people who are on it, I support them very much in carrying on with their work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cooper. Any other comments? Councillor Connor?
Seeing how well Te Kararia worked last term, it's great to see that we've brought it back in, and it's also a privilege to be on the committee this term again. I'm looking forward to working with the HAPA members and our council, and encourage anybody on our council to come along. Not that you may not be on the committee, but these meetings are always welcoming to everybody, so it's worthwhile to be a part of that situation.
Councillor Roka.
Tēnā koutou katoa. I thought it would be remiss of me not to mihi to our whānau from Te Huinga for all of the mahi that they've done for our hapu and for our whānau Māori here at Te Taitukuno. So I wanted to take the opportunity to mihi to Te Huinga and all of that whānau, all our kuia kaumātua part of that rōpū. So mihi atu kia rātou. And then also mihi to everyone here previously who made Te Kararia an opportunity for Māori to strengthen our relationships here inside a council. So mihi atu kia koutou katoa. And also just wanted to take an opportunity to echo the sentiments of Councillor Ken Cooper about this being an opportunity and also a stepping stone forward for our relationship with Māori and Council. So mihi atu kia tātou katoa.
Further comments? I will just finish off by saying and reiterating what Councillor Connor has said. This, even though it has a select committee people on there, every councillor is welcome to attend. In setting up the committee, the idea was that we'd have one person from each one of the wards there representing them. Unfortunately, Councillor Penny and Councillor Mackenzie couldn't fulfil that side of the role. That doesn't mean that we don't exclude them if they can attend in their ward areas, because we would love them to be there for representing their ward and making sure our district is actually well represented and the relationships are working. So since the item has been moved and seconded, all in favour? Aye. Any opposed? Carried. Item 7.2, which is on page 39 digitally, or page 36 through the paper version.
I'll move the recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Hoss. Do we have a seconder? Sorry. Councillor Benny. Okay. Councillor Hoss, would you like to read it?
Yeah, this is 7.2 is authorise the signing of the audit of the Whangarei District Airport accounts. Motion is that delegates to his worship the Mayor Vince Coccarello and Councillor Ken Cooper the authority to sign the Whangarei District Airport's audited accounts for the 2021-22 financial year on behalf of Council. And 2, note that the signed accounts and Audit New Zealand's report to governors will be reported to the February 2023 Council meeting. And it's just business as usual, because it's authorised those things to be done. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Holtz. Any comments or questions from the other councillors? Would you like your wife to reply, Councillor Holtz?
No, I'm happy with there's no content to reply to.
Okay, so it has been moved and seconded. All those in favour?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. We'll move on to item 7.3, which is page 38 on the paper version, page 41 on the digital. Councillor Reid, would you like to move this?
Yes, I will, Your Worship. Thank you. The Council approves the award of separable portion 3 of contract 16080 wastewater and stormwater operations and maintenance contract to Hydrotech New Zealand Limited from December 1, 2022 until December 1, 2024. that the contract value be increased to $22,820,960, excluding GST.
Do we have a second? Councillor Olsen, excellent. Okay. Councillor Reid, would you like to comment?
Just briefly, Your Worship, this is quite an involved process that we've been through with these contractors, and it's recognising the fact that we have had increases in our costs due to just normal inflation, and that it is the separable portion 3 of a predetermined contract, and that we need to carry on with this work, or our flooding and stormwater issues are going to get a lot worse.
Motion is read. Any discussion from the councillors? Councillor Harding.
Through the chair, what I noted was that it was within the LTP budget, so it had some kind of sense of keep pipe.
Fair comment.
In terms of compliance and financial discipline, it was in the LTP budget. Thank you.
Any other councillors? Councillor Reid, would you like your right reply?
Oh, I don't want to bore anyone.
Councillors, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favour?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. We'll move on to item 7.4. And Councillor Conop has got his hand up, and that's on page 44, page 47 of the digital version. Councillor Conop, would you like to read the motion?
Recommendations that Whangarei District Council approves the proposal to temporarily close the following roads to ordinary traffic for the Chiltag Beach to Basin on the following date in accordance with the Transport Vehicular Traffic Road Closure Regulations 1965. Sunday, 26th of February 2023. Beach Road from Parr Road to roundabout to Cliff Street Beach Road Roadway. Period of closure between 8:30 and 9:30 a.m. 2. Approves the proposal temporarily close the side roads of roads to be closed up to 100 meters from the intersection for safety purposes. And 3. Delegates the chair of the Infrastructure Committee and General Manager Infrastructure to the power to give public notice of these proposed temporary closures, to consider any objections, either to approve, cancel, amend, or any of all the temporary road closures, if applicable.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Jokic. Councillor Conop, would you like to continue?
I would. The Beach to Basin is one of those runs that Whangarei has become well known for, and it really gains a lot of support out in the community. It's fantastic to see Sport Northland and the group organising this, with so many people out volunteering on the roads, with so many people running the tracks. I've done it many times myself, and I'm contemplating if I go back and do it again. It's just fantastic. Also, to be able to shut down a road temporarily for running and walking is another good thing.
Any other discussions? Councillors? Sorry, Councillor Olsen.
Just a question, is an hour long enough?
That's a question through the chair.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Right, I'd like to ask, is an hour long enough?
Yeah, and that's a good question to ask. With most of these runs, they have, as you can see, it's supported by Sport Northland. So they've done this many times, and they've actually, this is what they're recommending for their road closure, and they reckon that they can do that within an hour. It may seem like an hour is a very short time, and I do hear what Councillor Olsen's concern is about that. Again, Sport Northland has been quite thorough with their response, and I don't know if whether Simon would like to add anything to that.
Just on page 46 of the paper version, you'll see a correspondence from Sports Northland, and they've actually said that the road closure will be in place from 8:30 till 9 a.m, so that's 30 minutes. So this allows for an extra 30 minutes.
Councillor Cooper.
Thank you, Your Worship. There was a time when I used to run for fun, but that was some time ago. However, I fully support this happening, and I'd also note that even now I could probably cover 200 metres in 30 minutes, so I think we should be good. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Councillor Connor, did you want to have a roll call? Okay. Councillors, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favour? Aye. Any opposed? Carried. Next item is item 7.5, page 70 in the paper version, page 73 in the digital electronic version. Do I have a mover for the motion? Councillor Reid, would you like to move it?
Yes, I will, Your Worship. Thank you. That the Council, 1, notes that the value of contract CON 20010 Civic Centre was extended to 40 million, excluding GST, under the Chief Executive's delegated authority while Council was in recess during the 2022 election period. 2, approves a further extension of the contract CON 20010 Civic Centre to 52.4 million, to 52,400,000 excluding GST, to complete the construction of the Civic Centre and associated landscaping and stormwater works.
Do I have a second? Councillor Connor. Discussion, councillors. Councillor Connor.
It's great to see that the Civic Centre is finally getting completed. I've been through multiple times and guided through on tours, and it's looking fantastic. If we don't get this stuff put in now and to be completed, it's just going to ruin the whole thing. It's going to ruin the contracts that we've already got set up, as it says for the thing. And the money's already delegated. Where's the word? It's already. It's important to note this item is not requesting any new or unbudgeted funds. So it's just really just unlocking it and making sure it goes ahead forwards. In the briefing we had yesterday, it was great to hear that staff members, maybe the ones we already have, but also ones that may be coming into the business, are enthusiastic that we have a new building that's going to be fit for purpose and really will work well with them. And it's really great to see that even some of the advisory groups have expressed reactions when we've gone through them as well. So it's good to see it'll be finally finished.
I omitted your initial statement with Councillor Reid, so I'm not sure.
I'll leave it till the end.
You'll leave it to the end? Okay. Apologies for that.
No problem.
Any other councillor would like to have any comments? Councillor Reid, would you like to try to reply?
Thank you, Your Worship.
And start at the same time?
This project has been quite a controversial one, and I feel I owe it to the two past councillors who were part of the working group that did a lot of work behind the scenes to ensure that future councils and the ratepayers got the best deal for their money. We did have a $10 million increase, but that was directly due to the fact that we increased the building by 25% in its stature, not in its ground cover, but in its stature. Staff are all looking forward to the day that they actually get to be in the new building and they get away from the situation we have now where all they are doing is keeping fit at our expense and the ratepayers' cost by walking backwards and forwards to fall north in the chambers. And with that, I would just be quite happy to say thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Reid, for your right reply. We've had the motions being moved and seconded. All those in favour? Aye. Any opposed? Carried. Okay. Okay. So I just need to read this now. There is a resolution to consider extraordinary business.